Welcome back, everyone. Rob Joswiak here. I'm really excited to be with Mrs. Min Or. Min, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Min was my Khmer language instructor 4 years ago. Time flies, doesn't it?
It is.
And with COVID, we were only in class together, 2 weeks, and then we were home the rest of the year.
Right.
Yeah. So Min and I typically would be together 6-7 months when you study a language with your instructor, depending upon the length. But we were online most of 2020 before I went to Cambodia. Min, thank you for doing this. I think it's important. I've never interviewed a former language instructor. How many years were you at the Foreign Service Institute, Min?
30 years exact.
30
before
years.
I retired.
Yeah, right. And you've been retired about 2.5 years now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Min was the Department of State's top Khmer teacher if you were needing to study Khmer before going to Cambodia, because that's really the only place it's spoken, what we call a boutique language. So I'll speak a little just so you can hear it. Kyom ban rian ni e piazza Khmer dia moi neak, kyom kita buon chanum krawi. Kyom chojet ni e dia moi neak.
អរគុណច្រើនខ្ញុំដែរខ្ញុំចង់ជួប
Batai kyom kita tra ni e samrap projia jun na YouTube.
នៅច្រើនឆ្នាំហើយនៅចាំខ្មែរល្អ
Nawa Bantai Pripru Kyom ni e Piazza Portugal con dia moi propon Kyom.
ខ្ញុំចង់ថាប្រពន្ធលោកមកពីប្រេស៊ីលមែនទេ
Yeah, Kyom Chaljet, Brazil. Yeah. So we're just chatting a little bit. Like, I studied 4 years ago. She asked about my wife, but that's what it sounds like. Now, of course, I have an accent because I'm not a native speaker. But Min, it was just studying Portuguese, even a Latin-based language, versus an Eastern Asia boutique niche language like Khmer is just a completely different in the reading with the script and everything. But one thing that I really wanted to touch on today, Min, I want you to tell people about your story. So you were an instructor for 30 years at the Foreign Institute, not far here in Northern Virginia.
Yes.
But how did you come to the United States originally?
Okay, I'm come after the refugees.
Yeah.
We escaped from Cambodia in 1979 after Khmer Rouge.
Right.
And Vietnamese took over for 10 years.
For 10, yeah.
Yes, but escaped in 79.
1979.
Yes.
And you, I believe, if I remember right, you went through Thailand, is that correct?
I went to Thailand and to Philippines.
And to the Philippines.
Yeah, for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I got here.
Wow.
In 1981.
1981. And there's a photo she has here, and I'll put some more up on the video. Min, what's it like having been born and gone through all of that, and then coming to America, becoming a citizen, and then an instructor for the United States Department of State and Government, living here in Virginia? It's a very unique American journey.
I know, but first I would like to thank my parents that put me in school so I can have a good life here. If I'm ignorant there, I don't know what I'm going to do. When I got here, I'm 82 pounds.
You were 82 pounds?
Yeah. And then I'm go down to 76.
Wow.
And back up a little bit. Been in 90 pounds for many years, for about 25 years.
A healthy weight, right? A healthy weight. You look very healthy.
Yeah, right now?
Yeah.
120.
Oh my gosh, 100.
It was too skinny, and I've been sick a lot.
Yeah, but a lot of Cambodians from that era during the Khmer Rouge and even into the 80s when the Vietnamese came back in, having food every day was not guaranteed.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's so hard getting to there. You avoid killing fields, right?
Yes.
It's compared to real life.
Right.
Killing field only 10% of what we went through.
Only 10%.
Only 10%.
Yeah.
And I talk to a lot of people say the same thing.
Right.
In Cambodia here.
Right.
Like my husband, 7 years in jail.
Yeah.
In Khmer Rouge jail. but I'm not.
Right.
But, you know, struggling, and especially kids
Right.
missing their parents badly.
Yeah. What gave you the motivation, man, when you had those tough days, whether it was leaving Cambodia and going into Thailand or through Philippines, and what kept you going? What, you know, for people watching this and even me, I want to know, you're so strong, you know, and I think the interesting part about the foreign services, you get, I and other foreign service officers or anybody who works for the Department of State gets to meet really cool, interesting people like you. And I want to learn from you, and I want our viewers to be able to learn. So
no, I never dreamed that I'm going to work there, you know.
Yeah.
But when I first came here, I worked as a cleaner, as the housekeeper, at the high department for many years at high department.
At HUD, yeah.
Yeah, at high department, and I love it there.
Yeah.
But teaching is kind of
Your passion.
my passion.
Yeah.
So when one day my friend came over, asked me to just help them for 1 week because they had something to do.
Yeah.
At teaching, I said, no, my English is not good. But I went anyway.
Yeah.
And he said he will show up there and show me a little bit how to teach, whatever, because my first time teaching adult. I've been teacher back home, but for children, for kids, primary school teacher.
Yeah.
And then I went there and we were looking at each other, the students, 3 of them.
Right.
I'm waiting for that instructor to come and help me, you know,
Yeah.
to tell me what to do, what to continue,
Right.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
But he never showed up.
He never came back.
No. So I start talking.
Yeah.
And then I start talking and teaching
Yeah.
whatever I can.
Right.
And students like it.
Right.
And they told the director there, and she came to observe my teaching.
Yeah.
And she very grateful. And so I was surprised myself that I can do that I never thought I can do, you know.
Well, not only did you do it, but you've probably taught, what, thousands of students over those 30 years?
Yeah, after that, yeah.
Right.
But that is for private.
Right, that was private, study.
Yeah, but it was private.
Yeah.
And I've been there for 8 years and 8 months and no more students.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm working at high department.
Right.
And one day they call me. They call me
Yeah.
because I put application.
Right.
Yeah. They called me, but I was so excited. I thought I gonna get a job.
Yeah.
But actually they want me to be a novice tester.
Yeah.
Just 1 hour.
Right. Clap.
Then I was so disappointed, but I did it.
Right.
Yeah, I did it and was so disappointed. But a few days later, 1 week later,
Yeah.
they called me if I'm still interested at working at FSI.
Right.
So I said, just right away.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about anything.
Right. You just,
Just flat,
Right.
yes. But I'm thinking of who I'm going to teach and
Yeah.
what is my English, can I do it or not?
Right.
But I just go flat, just. And
now you've pretty much taught every student studying Khmer who's gone to Cambodia in the last, up until a few years ago before you retired, every student going to Cambodia. It's really, really amazing.
yeah, and I'm very happy I got that.
You retired right after I got done. We finished, I think, in October of 20, and you retired that spring of 20.
21.
Yeah, right. I remember.
And I'm glad I got opportunity to teach online
Yeah.
for 1 year.
For
That's
1
my
year.
experience.
Yeah, right.
I got that experience.
Yeah, exactly. Because of COVID, we were online.
Yeah,
They were
well,
online all the way until 2022, I think.
Yeah,
It went
because
for-
I was planning to retire in 20.
Yeah,
And then I counted, only 29 years.
yeah.
So I want to be exact
30, yeah. 30 years of federal service. Min, obviously I got to go and live and work in Cambodia, which is something I'll cherish the rest of my life. Just a completely different perspective, the people, the culture, I mean, just everything, the history. What would you say for, whether it's foreign service officer, young person, if they want to go to Cambodia, what do you suggest?
I suggest they have to learn the culture first.
Yeah.
Make sure that they do appropriately.
Right. Do some
Talking,
study. Yeah.
Not working.
Right.
But if you want to go visiting
Yeah.
or something, have to learn the culture.
Right.
The culture a little bit
Yeah.
before you go.
Yeah.
So you won't have any trouble there.
So one little lesson for our viewers, and I still do this today. It's when you go there, whether you're in hotels or restaurants or whatever. A lot of times, I mean, you can't almost go a day without seeing it. So, susade, tanga kania, meaning like.
Yeah, that one thing is the one most important.
Right.
Yeah. Jumripsu.
Jumripsu, dai, yeah.
But the second most important is the way you address people.
Yes. Yeah, bong, you usually say bong or bong.
Own or look, sray.
Yeah, look sray. It's like Mr., Mrs. or friend. Yes. The culture it's the Cambodian people are just, I mean, you're American, Cambodian American, but when you go there, just you can feel the energy and the kindness. And this is, it's just, I still do it. It's like for gratitude, acknowledging another human being. And, I couldn't have gone there and done what I've done without you.
Oh,
and likewise, every Foreign Service officer who's ever gone to Cambodia and studied Khmer, you're a legend in the Foreign Service, Min, and that's part of the reason I wanted to do the interview today. So,
yeah.
And what advice would you give someone who's going to FSI for the first time? Not as it relates specific to Khmer, but the culture. It's like a little university campus. What do you suggest to new students at FSI? Since you worked there, for 3 decades.
I'm not sure.
Just advice about studying and getting into a routine or, being on campus.
Okay. I think you have to study hard.
Right.
Study hard and study with happiness is help you a whole lot.
Study with happiness. I like that.
Yeah, study with happiness.
Yeah.
Because that is the feedback from one student too.
Yeah.
And just go with the flow. Sometimes teacher cannot be very flexible. Suppose we have 4 students in class, right?
Right.
And everybody has different style.
Yeah.
So teacher try to be flexible to all 4. But my advice to students, be patient at first and try to collaborate a little bit,
Right.
You adjust yourself a little bit so teacher can get into you.
Right.
Okay.
It's you're not in class 8 hours a day like you would when you're working. You have different sections. You have self-study, but the thing about it for students, when you're at FSI studying a language or anything really, but especially the language, you can always be studying. So it's Tuesday night. Are you going to go to karaoke or quiz night? Or are you going to study more because you got to get the vocabulary in your head? So that's great advice. I totally agree, and that was my experience as well.
Yeah, and you want to practice, most teacher available.
Right. If you want to, and now with the digital.
We open for students to call us anytime if they like to practice.
And COVID changed it because now you can be online. Even if you're not in person, you could say, all right, let's do a half-hour session on Thursday night. And we're going to do a reel as if I was at, let's say, a meeting in Phnom Penh or something. So, COVID, even though it was a terrible pandemic for the world, it changed the way we're studying language. It's a very good point. Like you said, you did 29 years in person, and your last year of instructing was online from your beautiful home here in Virginia. Min, you have a family. Talk about your family a little bit. I'm going to show some pictures. Your husband's here.
I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
My daughter works at World Bank.
World Bank.
Yeah, my son real estate.
He's in real estate. Yeah.
And tax.
Oh, okay. Can't forget about taxes, right?
Yeah, taxes.
Yeah.
Too. So my children have a good life.
Yeah.
We very, very grateful.
And you've been in this house, what, 30, 31 years?
32 years.
32
actually.
years, yeah. Not far from actually.
No, 91 till now.
23.
25 years. 35 years. Actually.
35 years,
yeah,
right.
Actually
35
years. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'll get some pictures of some of the different Cambodian artwork and woodwork. It's just, I would always see these when we would do our studies. Yes. So when I called you, I said, I know where we're going to do the video. But yeah, you know, I hope you're enjoying this interview. I'm trying to interview different people that have some connection to the Foreign Service. I did the interview with Mr. Anders, who's turned 99 about a month ago.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, you watched it. Yeah,
Very,
and I wanted to do him in.
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, and you're an instructor at FSI. I've never interviewed an instructor. The beauty of the Foreign Service is, this has been my experience in 7.5 years. You get to meet amazing people. So if you're aspiring to be in the Foreign Service, which is why a lot of people watch these videos, just know that your journey is going to be enriched with people like Min and others that you never could imagine. Min, I just want to say thank you. You've always been an inspiration to me. You are
thank you so much.
You and your husband and your family are great Americans. I know they had a pretty big going away for you, right, when you retired. I think the secretary, you know, tweeted, you know, about you and yeah.
Ambassador.
Yeah, and you've met
Murphy, yes.
You've met Ambassador Murphy and politicians, you know, in Cambodia. I think you showed me pictures, and I'll put them up in the video.
Oh.
You are you're a legend, man, and I just want to thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just very lucky to get the job there.
You have a beautiful spirit, and it's been an honor to know you and study under you. And I wish my Khmer was better. It's tough.
You are very good when you study, and very brave. The most bravest student I had for 30 years.
I don't know about that, but it's
yes. Because when I was online, my husband worked, and your Khmer is very little.
Yeah.
But you still asked to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I was so much surprised. And you do it so well with him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is really the most brave person I ever.
Well, and that's the thing, and we'll end on this, is that when you're studying with one teacher, you only get to hear that language from one person. And as we know, everybody speaks whatever language different in their tone, in their inflection, in their accent, in their vocabulary, in their pronunciation. Those things are constant in all languages. And so for me, when your husband was here, I thought, you know, I can talk to him, he'll speak a little different. And sure enough, he did. So it gave me more diversity in my initial experience with Khmer that did help me once I got to Cambodia. Because I got to tell you, the people in the embassy speak a lot different than the street vendors.
Yeah, that's why I have the advice to students to go to Cambodian community, wherever it's happened around here.
Right.
Yeah. You don't have to know anybody. Just go there and listen. If you don't want to talk, you know.
One cool thing about DC, Min, you're exactly right. They're like, my wife's from Brazil, and there's Portuguese speakers, there's Khmer speakers, there's Chinese speakers, there's Russian speakers. If you're in DC or a major metropolitan area, you typically can find a little community, no matter how big or how small, to practice the language.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I can come over here and practice Khmer.
Practice is very the best thing for language learning.
Kyong Chang Rian Charan Jiamoynak.
Rian Ban. Kyong Mian Pen.
Yeah. So a little more Khmer to end it. Thank you for watching the videos. I'll keep them going. If you get any comments, suggestions, Min, can I share your information if anybody wants to reach out?
Please do.
Yeah, I'll put her information below if you want to practice Khmer or you're going to Cambodia. Thank you for watching the channel. Check out the links below from Northern Virginia with Min Or.